Hey there, and welcome back to another episode of Planet Zoo sketching, or Sketch Planet Zoo, whatever you want to call it. But in today's episode, we are actually going to tackle an indoor area. So I thought, because you guys seem to like the last episode of me sketching, and I promised to do this in a time-lapse kind of thing today. This is what we do. We are basically sketching it out, and I'm doing the voiceover now, retrospective, if that's even a word. So I'm doing it afterwards, so I can explain a little bit better what I did here. So first of all, just as a little reminder, I am going to stream Planet Zoo from Gamescom Live. Again, I still don't have the final time, so I can't let you know exactly when, but as soon as I know them, I will put them in every video, so you guys won't miss out on them. But I thought that I wanted to go into something that is more related to an indoor area, because in some of the latest screenshots we have seen, I believe it was the one with the elephants, we saw that there is kind of an indoor-ish area in the background, and so I wanted to tackle this one over here. I called the episode Lemur, but I left some space for other animals. I want you guys to tell me which kind of animals could fit in there as well, because I was kind of clueless which kind of different animals I wanted to put in here. But nevertheless, we are starting off this area with a little bit of a backstage area. As always, I want to maintain some kind of realism also to the sketches, so there's always a little bit of a backstage area happening. Unfortunately though, we do know that these new buildings actually the new buildings, but the new behavior of buildings will not allow us to do what I'm doing right now here. So if I would be to place a facility building in here right next to our indoor area, that would be the worst idea ever, because actually buildings do have a certain radius in which they do affect the people that are walking into this radius. And as far as I understood, it doesn't really matter if you hide them or not, the radius will still be there, and if there is a radius and people walk into the radius, it'll affect them, and so they don't like it. So what we will basically do in Planet Zoo then is make this kind of a fake backstage area, I guess. That would make things easier, because facilities then need to go a little bit off the line so that people are not, like the guests are not walking too close to the actual facilities. However, you can still work some staff pathing in there. I'm still not quite sure how they will be able to see those guests and staff pathing. I'm not sure if it will be a thing if you need to hide them anyways, because in some of the screenshots there were actually no real hiding. Okay, sorry, my microphone just decided to break down for a second, and you had some ugly scratches and itches in there. So yeah, I just quickly fixed that. And now let's talk about, before I was talking about the staff passing, but yeah, I have no confirmation if we can hide them, need to hide them, if this will have an impact on the people, or if it is only the fact that there is this kind of area of influence, I should call it, that we have to keep an eye on and see how we deal with it. Anyways, I'm continuing in the background with the actually ringtailed lemur enclosure. That's the only enclosure I decided which animal goes in. There will be 2 further enclosures in this today's episode, and you guys are welcome to tell me which animals I should put in there. So I'm really curious what you come up with, because I have no clue at all. Anyways, I put a net structure on top of that enclosure because I feel like we have seen that in one of the screenshots that have been provided at the very beginning of Planet Zoo. If I can find it, I will put this quickly in here, but I think I might be struggling to find it. Anyways, so this is really the idea about this was to just see how I can get in with an enclosure that is partly indoors and partly outdoors. So this is the outdoor area of the ringtailed lemur enclosure, so people can see that actually from the pathway leading to the indoor area, but you can also see that from the indoor part of it. You will see that later on once I've started doing the indoor stuff. So yeah, as always, I always like to have some meeting points, and so I decided to put this planter here in the middle of that little plaza area in front of that indoor housing. So usually people like to meet up on these kind of spaces, and or they just wait there, or they just get in and get a little bit of a snack, and just, you know, relax for a second before they go on and yeah, just discover more of the zoo. So yeah, Then we go on with the second enclosure. Again, this is one of the two. I have not decided which kind of animal is there. I just decided on the fact that this animal also has like an indoor and an outdoor part. It's connected via this little tunnel entrance, which is over here, and it has like a bigger pond on the outside where potentially this animal, you name it, can go for a little dive and then just enjoy the water. And yeah, I was just placing some foliage around here so that this actually is not really entirely visible from the past, so it gets a little bit more privacy for the animal, because as we know, this will be a thing in Planet Zoo. Animals don't like to be seen from all angles, so I decided to also get in with some hiding and stuff. So yeah, then we get to the third enclosure, which actually is one of a smaller enclosure. I feel like this could be one for a tortoise or something like that. So these kind of animals that necessarily can't really climb at all. So these animals, you really want to make sure that they have an enclosure which is really nicely visible from all the angles, but yet have a little bit of a shed going on. So I was putting some bamboo in, some lovely small palm trees, whatever you call them. But yeah, this is basically about it. And this is in the middle of this indoor area. I was taking references from a lot of zoos I know, so they pretty often have these kind of little things in here. But yeah, the last bit I'm painting in here is the inner part of our lemur enclosure, which is over here. This is also where I'm in a second going to put in a little bit of a climbing rig. At least I'm trying to just make sure that this looks like a climbing rig or whatever. That will be also connected to the outside part, and then they just would be able to climb outside. This is basically about the idea. And yeah, I'm just fencing off this second enclosure as well, making sure that we have two big viewing spots here and there. These are the little bit of a, these little areas that go a little bit more inside, so it's kind of a gallery or whatever. And again, yet again, my obsession for planters can't stop indoors as well. So here we go with another planter where people can sit down. I mean, that's about it. People need to sit down and relax all the time. So make sure you always have enough planters and benches and stuff like that. Also some vending machines where people can get a Coke or whatever to make sure that they are refreshed at certain spots in the park. And also, as always, putting down some info banners and some displays where you can put on the info about the animal in that enclosure. So that's already about the basic layout of this indoor enclosure. I'm just making sure that I connect this to the actual area over here. And now the last bit I'm doing is the lemur itself, but I'll be talking to you in a second again once this lemur is done. Alrighty, great. The lemur is done, and it's not perfect, but I think for the sake of it is fairly enough, to be honest. But yeah, I just wanted to quickly talk about the finished status of it. So as you can see, now it's turning up to be a bit better looking. We have the tiger enclosure on top, we have the restaurant area, at least partly on the left-hand side, and now we have the indoor enclosure on the bottom part. So please let me know in the comments down below if you would like to, if I should continue in this park, in inverted commas, or if I should start over with a new sketch and always a new sketch. I kind of like the idea to be continuing in this specific sketch to make sure that we kind of have an idea what we can do with it. But yeah, just let me know in the comment down below. But for now, that's it. And I hope you all are going to have an awesome day today, and see you on the next one. Bye guys. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you appreciate that. And now a special thanks also to all the people supporting me here on that channel, making this all possible. You can see that on the left hand side right now. And also, if you want to see more of my stuff, make sure to click that card on the right top now. And if you want to stick around, make sure to hit that sub button, which is on the bottom right of the screen. If you want to see stuff on my social media, sneak peeks and stuff like that, it is on the bottom left on the screen. And yeah, I hope to see you again in the next episode. Until then, enjoy your time, guys, and bye.